Now it's live streaming, ma'am.
You have sent her?
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Is Vishwajit? Vishwajit?
Yes, ma'am. They are stating in the chat box.
Have you allotted the students, Vishwajit, for posting the attendance link, feedback link?
Yes, ma'am. Like the feedback link and the attendance link is ready, ma'am. Like once they join, I will send the attendance link in the between, so
Okay,
they can
you
fill
please
their
do me a
attendance.
favor?
And
Can
in
you please
last
do? Yeah, can you please do me a favor? Post this YouTube link in the WhatsApp group also.
Okay, ma'am. In Magic WhatsApp group, ma'am.
Not in Magic. Magic WhatsApp group. Ask Deepa ma'am to post it in both, in officials as well as in Magic.
Okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Deepa ma'am is posting it now, ma'am.
In the chat box. Selvi, திருப்பி போயிடுச்சு. எது ஓபன் ஆகல?
And dry density is equal to wet density divided by.
Yes, Deepa ma'am. Vishwajit.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Vishwajit. The speaker has joined here.
No, she has not joined. No, ma'am.
Yeah, call Priya ma'am and ask her to join. No, it's time. No, we have to start sharply.
Oh, okay, ma'am. I'm just calling.
See, please join the group, ma'am. Or if you join the link.
Deepa ma'am is there?
Ma'am, yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Ma'am, kindly post the YouTube link in the ETHs also, ma'am.
Ma'am, I have posted in officials.
Okay, ma'am. In ETHs, ma'am.
I'm not in the group, I think so.
Okay, madam. Okay, madam. Vishwajit,
Okay,
you are there? No, you can post it.
Yes, ma'am. I will just.
Back at back. Hey,
Hello, guys. Please, everyone, mute your mics. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am has came.
Ms. Felix, ma'am, can we start, ma'am?
Yes, please.
Yes, ma'am. So can we start?
Yes, Vishwajit, please.
Yeah. A very warm good afternoon and welcome everybody. And thank you for giving us this opportunity to present to you our program on mental wellness and well-being. which will be conducted by Kanchan Rai ma'am. And I, first of all, I would like to thank our founder chancellor, Dr. A.C. Sangmugam sir. And then I will like to thank our president sir, ACS Arun Kumar sir, for giving us this wonderful opportunity. And for starting this event, I would like to invite our deputy HOD and in charge of our civil department, Dr. Deepa ma'am. So Deepa ma'am, welcome.
Thank you, Vishwajit. Welcome to challenges and look for the opportunities in every situation to learn and grow in wisdom. So good afternoon, everyone gathered here for this seminar on creating awareness on mental wellness and emotional well-being, organized by Department of Civil Engineering and International Relations and Collaboration Cell, Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute. Today we are here because of the reflective blessings of our God Almighty and blessings of Thiru A.C. Shanmugam sir and our Honorable President, Engineer ACS Arun Kumar sir, who are motivating us in every aspect of our academic career. At this juncture, I cordially welcome our chief guest, Ms. Kanchan Rai, women entrepreneur, founder, Let Us Talk, and alumni, Harvard Business School, who has given consent to preside over our event and share her thoughts on mental wellness and emotional well-being. People who are emotionally well, experts say, have fewer negative emotions and are able to bounce back from difficulties faster. So this quality is called resilience. Learning healthy ways to cope and how to draw from resources in our community to can help build our resilience. So we are really blessed to have such a wonderful person among us to give this motivational seminar. So hearty welcome to you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. It's indeed my pleasure to welcome the head of the department, Shia, for her support, motivation, and follow-up of all such events happening in the department. I wholeheartedly welcome Dr. Kausalya, Dean, International Relations and Collaboration Cell, for having spared her valuable time to organize this event and having extended her continuous support and motivation for the conduct of this seminar. I take this opportunity to welcome Dr. T. Felix Kala, Joint Registrar, Student Affairs, for being the backbone of our department, to having rendered her support and guidance in every effort we take. We welcome you, ma'am. I welcome all our faculty members who are putting untiring effort in conducting every event in the department. I take this opportunity to welcome the non-teaching staff of the department as well for their support. I extend my hearty welcome to our participants who have gathered here. You have entrusted us to achieve your full potential through this event, and our task is to make this possible. So with these few words, I once again welcome you all for this wonderful seminar session. Thank you.
Thank you, Deepa ma'am, for ma'am for our inaugural and facilitation address.
Vishwa bhai. Hello.
Yes, good afternoon to all. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, good afternoon to all of you. Once again, I welcome you all for this wonderful awareness program today. On behalf of Dr. MGR Education and Research Institute, I take this opportunity to thank Mrs. Kanchan Rai ma'am for her busy schedule. She accepted our invitation. Thank you, ma'am, for your...
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, today's topic is need for everyone. Due to COVID-19 pandemic has changed our lives in the way we interact, work, and study. For many of us, having to manage these changes in our comfortable state can be challenging one. The prevalence of some mental health disorders has risen in the past few decades. One study found that the occurrences of major depressive episode in the youth have increased from 11.93% to 12.63% in 1 year. As more people are affected by these issues, it just proves that you are no longer alone in your struggles, and talking about mental health should be more acceptable one. Maybe today you can say that is why we need to talk about the mental health. This is most important because mental health is prohibited to. Too many people are not getting the treatment they need. In turn, their poor mental health could lead to suicide. One research study found that over 90% of the people who commit suicide had symptoms of mental health disorder. What people don't realize is that there are numerous ways to effectively treat mental illness, and you can live a normal lifestyle by learning how properly manage your mental health disorder symptoms. As a community, we must do more to help our loved ones by supporting them through the dark days, and talking about their mental health will spark the initial action. So we must come together and find positive ways to involve ourselves in the conversation and ultimately get our loved ones the help they need before it's too late. So with these few words, once again, I thank Kanchan Rai ma'am and our student, Mr. Vishwajit of final year civil engineering, Dr. MGR Education and Research Institute, for his good effort and support. And I wish to thank Dean International Affairs for her support, and the Department of Civil Engineering for their immediate effort and support for conducting this type of program. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Felix ma'am. And now I would like to call upon Dean International Affairs, Dr. R. Kaushalya ma'am, to introduce our speaker on mental wellness, Dr. Kanchan Rai ma'am.
Yeah.
Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Vishwajit. The chief guest of today needs no introduction, but I would like to enlighten the audience about her expertise. Madam is an alumni of Harvard Business School, more name and fame institution, and Madam is the founder of Let Us Talk. And when we are going through Madam's profile, we can see an humpty number of inspiration and humpty number of failures from how Madam has overcome all the hurdles in order to made a career and make others' career more fruitful and highly blessed. We sincerely thank you, ma'am, for being with us today, and looking forward for many more collaborations with you, Ms. Kanchan Rai ma'am. And we sincerely thank Mr. Vishwajit and Dr. Felix Kala ma'am for making you to be available for this 1 hour to enlighten our students and as well as our faculty members. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much for having me here, ma'am.
Thank you, Kausalya ma'am. And now I would like to invite Dr. Kanchan Rai ma'am for giving this seminar to our students to their benefit. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, Vishwajit, and thank you all the professors here and all the students for having me here. I'm sure it would be very difficult for students to sit for 1 hour and listen me talk, and because these are the topics which people don't generally intend to talk, and they are like quite hesitant to come and share about what their mental health status is or what their emotional health status is. But I really sincerely appreciate to all the professors here and Dean over here for conducting seminars and taking upon the topic which is still considered as taboo, like where living in a society where talking about mental health is absolutely big no. You have taken courage and shown tremendous amount of upfrontness for conducting seminars for the topic. So thank you so much, everyone. So as such, I will not be actually talking and, bugging you up with all these lectures and motivational talks, which I'm sure every one of you must have gone through ample number of times and, n number of times during this whole pandemic. I would really appreciate if you have any questions. If there is something which is really bothering you, you can please come up with that. Let's make it a very interactive session rather than me speaking and you just listening it and gathering half of the knowledge and leaving half of the topic or discussion which is going on here. I would really appreciate your participation here as well. So I'm opening my chat box here. So if you have any questions, you can please put it there. I'm sorry if I am audible. I'm not sure.
Yes, ma'am.
You're audible, ma'am. You're audible.
Right. So talking about mental health, I just want to understand what is definition of mental health as per students you have here, like, those who are present here. What is the definition of mental health as per you? Will anyone like to answer this question? No one, should I guess?
Yes, ma'am. First of all, good afternoon, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I want to know what is mental health.
I think that was the question which I was asking right now. But to answer your question, like anything related to your mental and emotional health is called mental health. It's just a very generic definition, but I just want to know a bit more answers related to what do you think is mental health from people present here.
Ma'am, I'm Balram Kumar.
Hi, Balram.
Mental health, ma'am, it affects how we think, feel, and act, ma'am.
Okay. That's a very valid point. Anyone else? Okay, let us discuss about mental health. Mental health is an aspect of your health which actually defines your whole perspective. It not only includes your physical health, of course, it also includes your emotional health, like how you are going to perform in a certain situation. What would be your course of action if you are in a situation which is not very favorable? And it is like, the whole aspect of how you are going to live your life, which includes your physical aspects. It also includes your mental aspects and includes your emotional aspects. So now you will be asking, like, what is different between mental health and emotional health? So mental health is a very generic form of health which can be cured with medicines, which can be cured with different kind of theories and therapies, and which can be cured through. I would really appreciate, if you can actually mute the speaker if you are not, if you don't want to share your views. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So what I was saying is mental health is an aspect where your whole character has been defined, where your whole aspect has been defined, where you as a person are being defined. So it's not just, if something is not right with your brain and, you are just going to a doctor, that is just a part of mental health. But mental health also compromises or, consists of your emotional well-being, like how well you are treating yourself and how importantly you are considering yourself when the situation is not in your favor, or when things are not right or things are not as per you have decided for yourself. So one aspect of your emotional health is your leadership skill, which I'm sure at one point of time every one of you would need to enhance. So if you are emotionally strong enough, if your emotional health is strong enough, your leadership skill is definitely going to reflect it. Then is about, your how do you deal with your failures? I'm sure we all have gone through failure at one point of time. If not, definitely all of us has to go through a phase which is not too good, which is not too highlighted, which is failure. So, you know, your emotional health is a tool which really defines how you conduct or how you are able to tolerate your failure or, you know, the phase which is not too good. It is also aspect which defines or, you know, which gives you a balancing form of your personal life and your professional life, which is very important. So we have seen emotionally healthy people, they do not juggle too much with their professional and personal life, and that is one of the very important aspects for them to have a life which is very good in terms of was there any question here? I'm so sorry, because I think there is something network issues at my end, so there are so many voices coming at the same time. I would appreciate if you can just you know, type down your question here.
Hello, everyone. So you can type your questions. If you have to ask to ma'am something, you can just type in the chat box. Ma'am can see that the chat and she will reply to you.
Yeah. So let us talk about, you know, how mental health is important for, you know, when you are when you are a student. So how mental health is very important for students. Why mental health or emotional health is very important when you are like, you know, in this phase where you have to be a person who is going to do something or who's going to achieve something very huge in terms of your career and whatever path you have decided. So first of all, it not only you know, signifies your like, you know, outcome for your result or whatever you are you know, expecting from yourself, but it also improves your teaching or learning ability as well. So if you are mentally healthy, if you are emotionally healthy, the outcome of your you know, the efforts which you are putting in your student life are really significant. So we have seen children, those who are actually taking some kind of coaching sessions, or those who are involved in any kind of therapies, has really enhanced the results which are expected from them, or, you know, which is like, which they have decided for themselves. So yeah, mental health, not only emotional health coaching does not only improve your life of living or your standard of living, but actually signifies the standard of your outcome as well. The grades or the percentiles which you have defined for yourself are also very much improved with proper help of mental health or emotional health coaching. Vishwajit, am I audible? Because I'm not sure enough.
Yes, ma'am, you are completely audible, ma'am.
Yeah, so let's talk about next aspect of our mental health, which is again, like, you know, when we are going to a world, when we are going to face the world, when we are out of the student life, how it is going to help you if you are mentally strong. So as I said, your capacity to tolerate failure become more. How you are tolerating, or, you know, how you are dealing with your failure, that also like, you know, that also improves, and it also gives you the way and the path forward. What would be your next step, or, you know, how you can deal with the failure or the situation which is not in your favor. So, you know, if you are having mentally strong, if you are emotionally strong, the way you deal with your emotions or failures is really enhanced, and it not only gives you a motivation to take your failure into, you know, come back to your like, you know, your next step, or how you are going to perform well, but it also gives you the way forward, like, you know, what would be your way, what would be your like what would be your like you know, how you are going to deal with the whole situation, how you are going to deal with the trauma which has been caused because of the failure. So this is the reason, you know, we always encourage young people talking about their emotional health. We encourage people talking about your mental health, because the maximum number of suicide, as madam was saying earlier, what is seen in students, those who are really competitive, those who are doing those who are taking competition as the fair chance, or those who are like really devoting competition for the like good number of hours. So yeah, these are the points which one must not forget when you are student. And why it is so important once you will be out of your student life as well, because failure is the thing which has to be, which has to be faced with a grace. This is what we say. So mental health coaching or mental health training or emotional health training really helps you to work with these aspects of life which are always hidden. So I would really appreciate if you have any questions about the topic which we have discussed right now.
Ma'am,
Yes, please.
ma'am, I'm Balram. Ma'am, my question is, ma'am, could you please tell me how to stop mental health, ma'am?
How to?
A strong mental health. Because
Strong
some,
mental health. How to strengthen
yes,
your mental health is the question here.
yes, ma'am.
See, if we are talking about mental health as a health, you have to be very sure about few points. So for people, those who are struggling mentally or emotionally, they have few attributes, they have few traits which are quite visible. So even if it's like, if you are seeing your friend or your peer or your colleague going through some kind of changes in the behavior, like, the sleep pattern has been changed, he or she is sleeping too much or too little, he or she is like, eating too much or too little. They have really cut down all the communication with the friends. They are just jotting them themselves within, like, four walls, or they are not going out. If you see the behavior in their social aspects, like, how socially they were active before, and if they are not socially active at all. And there are thoughts which are very demotivating, like, if you are talking to them and they would only talk demotivating, like, they are just talking about negative aspects, and they are talking about, tendency of committing suicide. You should not ignore these points. These are the points which will really help you to understand how mentally strong you are, or how mentally strong your friend or your colleague is. If these changes in behavior is continuously happening for 2-3 weeks, you should not neglect it, and you should not ignore it. And these are the aspects through which you can actually conclude, like, if a person is in need of any help which is related to your mental health and emotional health. So yeah, these are the aspects through which you can understand, like, what are the like standards of mental health. And now comes the question, how to strengthen your mental health. So the more emotionally strong you are, the more emotionally, aware you are about yourself, it really helps you to strengthen your mental health. You should not feel shy about talking if you are not feeling good, if you are not feeling like, if the points which I told earlier, if you are going through any of these symptoms, or if you are going through any of these aspects, you should not feel shy about talking, and sharing to your counselor or your colleague or your friend about it. So that is the first step for you to take care, or, strengthen your mental health. Second step is, like, don't ever shy. Like, we have seen people, those who are knowing that something is not right with them and they are suffering, they are not feeling good about whatever is happening with them, but still they don't come and talk about it. So don't feel shy, talking or sharing whatever is happening with you. And this is how you can actually strengthen your mental health. The more you will speak, the more you will talk, the more you will make yourself understand to people who can help you, is really going to help you out in the whole process. And third thing is, like, don't consider mental health as just an aspect of mental illness. Mental wellness is a very vast term. It has nothing to do with any of the mental health diseases, like, we have seen in people, but it is just an aspect of how you are taking care of your mental health. So, if you have seen people going to gym, they really work out for the physical body, not just because they are ill or they are going for treatment of some illness. It's just because they want to consider wellness as the aspect. So, mental wellness is something which each and everyone should consider it, and each and everyone should talk about it. So you should understand what are the differences between mental illness and mental wellness. So try to focus more on wellness. That is going to strengthen your mental health as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Vishwadit, do we have any other questions here?
Yeah, one second, ma'am. Guys, if you have any other question, you can ask to ma'am related to your mental health, or if you want to ask something else in regards with mental health or some stress issues which you are facing, then you can ask to ma'am.
Okay, by the time if any one of you come up with your problem, I'll just share a few problems which are often faced by students, you know, those who are in the school or colleges. So first of all, I have seen bullying. Like, you know, the bullying is number one, like it's basically number one problem, or, you know, number one thing which I come across if you are dealing with children. So if you are going through any bullying and all, don't ever hesitate to share to your seniors or your professors or your dean of the college or school about it, because, you know, bullying is not only good for your physical attributes, it really plays very important and very significant role in your mental health too. So number one is the bullying, which I have seen major cause for mental health issues or emotional health issues in children. Second, which thing I have seen is, like, you know, peer pressure. I have seen people, those who are doing really well, still they are suffering, still they are, like, you know, not doing well in terms of their emotional health because of the peer pressure. So stop juggling, or, you know, stop judging yourself with someone else. You are an individual. You should not forget that. If a person is doing better than you, it's not that because you are lacking something behind. It's because he is capable of doing some things which you are not, and you are capable of doing some things which he or she not. So don't ever, you know, judge yourself with someone else betterment. You should actually judge yourself with your betterments, like, you know, what you are good with or what you are best with, you know, with if someone else is not doing that. So this is one of the major reason I have seen people or students are suffering. Third reason is about you know, peer pressure. Like, you know, of course we don't just talk about peer pressure. So third reason is about, you know, what would be next. So considering what is your future holding for you, try to focus on what your present is holding for you, and how and what attributes, or, you know, what are the things which you can work in your present which will actually improve your future. So, you know, don't live in your future, just try to do give best in your present, and that is going to improve your future life. So yeah, these are the few points which I come across most of the time when I talk to students or when I talk to children, those who are in college, specifically when they are going to face the world once they complete their studies. So yeah, these all attributes, or, you know, these all factors are very common, but they are not that important, which you can, you know, just don't overcome, or which you cannot easily overcome and live a life, or, you know, live like, you know, like, you know, face the world after these things. As such, I am not sure if we have any more questions to address, Vishwajit.
Currently, they don't have a question, ma'am. Like, I am also having a question.
So I think,
so, like, yes, ma'am.
So if there are not too many questions, we may actually end up the session, because these are the very common topics with which we were there, and I was understanding this is more like a question answer session.
Yes, ma'am. So actually, it's like most of the people are shy here. So one Balram and one or two guys are there who are speaking only. So like I am also having a problem, ma'am, which I wanted to ask you. So due to some reasons, like I am feeling a bit stressed, like some workload pressure is too much, ma'am. So I cannot differentiate my personal life with the professional life. So how I can cope up with that, ma'am?
See, this is a very generic question, and to answer it, it would be like, it depends upon you. Technically, it depends upon you, like what is your priority. So I have seen people, those who are really struggling with their work life and their professional life when the COVID period was going on, and there was work from home, and everyone was like, you know, not able to figure out how are we going to differentiate our work life and professional life. So the answer is very simple. It depends upon you, and you have to prioritize what is really very important. So at the time of work, if you are just thinking about what is happening at your home, of course, you will not be able to give 100% to your work. At the same time, if you are at home and you are just thinking about what is happening in my office, or, you know, how am I going to solve my next day's target lines, or, you know, deadlines, that is also not going to solve the purpose. So here priority is always the key, which we say you have to prioritize where you are and what you are. So if you are at office, try to focus upon your office work. If you are at home, try to focus more upon your personal life. So, these are few like aspects. If you have to be very constructive at both the places, just try to take small breaks. This really works very well. So if you are working for 30 minutes continuously, take break of 10 minutes and try to think about whatever is happening at your home, or try to think whatever is happening or what is going to happen in your office during that particular time. And don't mix that time with the 30 minutes of productive time which you are giving yourself at your office or at your home. So this can really help you to figure out how can differentiate between your office time and your work time and your home time and your personal time. So yeah.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. So yeah, anybody, if you have any questions, you can ask to ma'am, guys.
If there are no questions, Vishwajit can propose the vote of thanks to Madam.
Okay, if anybody don't have any questions, so we will end the session. So guys, this is the last chance when you will get this opportunity to ask any questions related to your mental health. So please come forward. Otherwise, we are going to wind up the session. And afterwards, I will be sending you the attendance link in the chat box only. So fill the attendance link to get the attendance. And afterwards, you have to fill the feedback form to get your certificates of this event. So, do we have any questions? So, yeah, Kausalya ma'am.
Thank you so much, Vishwajit, and thank you so much, Madam, for your valuable presence and giving the beautiful insights about emotional intelligence and well-being. We invite you to our university once when you're coming to Chennai, Madam. Thank you so much, Madam. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, yeah. And finally, I would like to pose my vote of thanks to Kanchan ma'am, Kausalya ma'am, and Deepa ma'am, and other students who were present here. So thank you everyone for making this event a success. So yeah, thank you everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
So everyone, I have posted the attendance link. Please fill this out.
Link.
It's in the chat.
சொல்லுப்பா. உன் பேர் என்ன? உன்னோடது அங்க கொடுத்தாச்சுப்பா. ஆமா, ஏன்னா அந்த பேட்ச் நீங்க ரொம்ப இது முடிஞ்ச பேட்ச் ஆனனால, அதாவது கரண்ட் பேட்சுக்கு தான் 50. அதை நல்லா சாப்பிட்டு பேசிக்காங்க. இல்ல நான் சரி நான் அதுக்கு நீ வரலையா பண்ணிட்டீங்களா? சரி சரி, அப்ப பே பண்ணிடுறேன். அவங்க கிட்ட தான் இருக்கு. சரி சரி.
Can I remove this session?
Sir, please wait, like the students have to fill their attendance forms. Sir. Once they are filled, like we can end the session. Hello, sir. Sir, now you can wind up the session, sir. I think everybody has given their attendance.